Hi there, I'm Saskia Brosnan and I am coming to you from Ohakune in New Zealand. So, a little bit about me. I did my undergraduate at Massey University and then went out into the industry for agriculture. So, I was in the dairy farms, I was milking cows and rearing calves, and on the side, I was helping with our family business, which is breeding horses. So, we do the dressage and show jumping. And that was my life for quite a few years. And then I actually had an accident, so I need off a horse, so I needed to go and retrain to become a teacher. I have teachers in my family, so I knew what I was in for. I have always really enjoyed teaching. I've always sought opportunities to be a leader and have that resilience to live that as part of my daily habits. And I thought that I could contribute something, at least in the areas of science, agriculture, horticulture, and biology. And then when I was being trained in the undergraduate program, the graduate diploma program, they also put me in social studies because I'd done some business papers. So that was a really interesting aspect, and I'm looking forward to continuing to contribute to the next generation. With regards to your questions, I have applied. I enjoy learning myself, and so the professional development has always been focused around something along the lines of the HITS, high impact teaching strategies. We do targeted professional learning every week at this school and other schools that I've been at. But one of the examples was the SciPad is a resource that we use in science, and it's laid out really nicely for the kids and helps with that differentiated teaching. So all the information will be at the top of the page, including diagrams and representations that relate directly to the questions below. This also gives me an opportunity to provide them with the worksheet or the workbook, depending on which school you're at, and then I can go around each group and target their goals, their level, and always teach up. So I always have high expectations of the children. I know that they can achieve and they can compare to their previous attempts. So I always look to encourage effort, and then we go from there. It also provides them the opportunity to show their prior knowledge, particularly with areas in the worksheet that is dedicated to planning, drafting, drawing, any mind maps that they might have. And I'm always there for a verbal outlet for them to process their information and how they want to put across for the question that's provided. I utilise technology so that through the use of Chromebooks, where I provide links and a platform, so videos for visual learners. We use Education Perfect or other gamified technologies that they can sort of learn through achievement, and having even that visual ding, you did well, encourages them to go on to the next question. They can be competitive with one another as well. And then also Google Docs for literacy and report responses is really key, that they can write things on paper, but they can also type it up as well. I include practicals, including a demonstration of the science theories that we're going through, but also to cater to those learners who really need that kinesthetic processing and hands-on learning. As to your question too, a time where I have created a difference in a student's life. I've had feedback from students, and I didn't really think that I was all that impactful at the beginning of my teaching journey, but I've had students come up with severe negative associations to my subject and real pressure resistance to assessments. And they've come up and expressed how I really tried for you, Miss, and this, that was confirmed in their grades, and and I was able to see this real true progression from the minimal effort that they would give me at the beginning, and then going through to these really comprehensive responses, and particularly with their literacy. We've had a real focus in this school for literacy improvement across the board, as well as in my subject, and just allowing and allocating that time to do a specific literacy task has shown over the year that they have improved, and I've been able to give them really encouraging feedback, not only because of the effort that they've put in, but because it's clear as day. It's right there in front of them, and particularly with written responses or even just a progression in their formative assessments that we've done. We try to focus on formative rather than summative, purely because it gives them so much more feedback and a feed forward, actually, for their progression, and encourages them to try harder next time in that effort building, the work ethic and habits of the mind. I always try and find that balance between encouragement and constructive criticism, focusing on that effort and attempts so that they can see that progression. Apart from that, I suppose the wrap up is, why would I want to come to Australia? I'm really enjoying the teaching journey and the process. I find myself really adaptable to be in front of any of the kids, and really bringing that passion forward for my subject, but just learning in general, being able to utilise transferable skills, focusing on the nature of science, the capabilities, the investigation approaches, and that allows that freedom and flexibility for the students to pick a context that actually makes sense to them or is of interest to them, and to go forward with those skills and knowledge that they could apply to any context. For myself, if I'd had the technology, but also that approach to my own education, for example, learning physics, if I had been able to do that in the context of horses or any biomechanics, then I would have found it so much more interesting than just purely regurgitating a textbook to get through an assessment. So I really appreciate that the curriculum has made that allowance and that change, so that these students, no matter where they start from, because we have quite a few students come below curriculum into college, and we have to catch them up, and for them to feel like there is hope and an opportunity for their education, to not have to just do high school. They could go further in any of their trades, any of the university opportunities. That's really important to me, that they have a future and that they're not limited. That's why I always teach up, always looking for that high quality engagement. And there's only one Australia, so I've lived in New Zealand my whole life. I would like to experience other education systems, but I know that there's a lot of similarities, particularly with the Indigenous populations, which I really enjoy learning about different cultures and communities and being immersed. That was something with our small community here that I really enjoyed, was the Mataranga Māori, and learning from the elders, but also the students. The students have a lot of insight and knowledge that I find fascinating. So yeah, I'm really looking forward for a challenge and a change of environment. So yeah, I look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye.